Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of The Agent's Edge. My name is Ryan Polimeni. Today we're going to start diving into a digital advisor series. And this is really important because over the last few years, as the pandemic has come, a lot of business models have changed. And I even see a lot of you starting to do some insurance sales over the phone, which is a great thing. We took our practice completely digital in the last 2 years. So I was the guy that was going all around the United States doing seminars and workshops live, doing Social Security seminars at libraries and teaching these classes in different hotel conference rooms and all that kind of stuff. And that was my business model. And it was a lot because I was traveling to 3 different locations. I had 4 offices at the time, and I was just going around and around. So that was exhausting, but it was productive. And we were writing, between $5 to $7 million a year going all over the place. Now, there's also the part of that where your time is so important. And what I mean by that is this. I could only do so many things in one day because if I had to travel, for example, like I have an office in Roanoke, Virginia. If I went from Raleigh to Roanoke, that's a 3-hour drive, right? So I would have to get up really early in the morning, which I did, drive for my first appointment, usually around 10, and I'd work, and I'd have to drive back home. The problem was I could only see people in Roanoke that day. What about my office in Richmond, Virginia? What about my other office in Hampton, Virginia? What about my office here in Raleigh, North Carolina? See, I couldn't see people in 4 different places in a day. This geographically didn't allow it. But what we started realizing was there's something to this digital world. And last year, I sold in 26 states. 26 states, and I didn't leave my office in Raleigh. 13 million in production, 26 states, didn't leave my office. More productive, more profitable than ever before. Why? Because I can be here in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I could talk to someone in California. I could talk to someone in Texas. I could talk to someone in Massachusetts and Rhode Island all in the same day. See, before I'd have to fly to Rhode Island, meet with some people, fly back home or wherever my next destination was, and that's why I love the digital world. And so what I want to share with you is how to become a digital advisor. Now, we're going to be teaching a boot camp on how to become a digital advisor coming up shortly. So you want to make sure you get the information and register for that. We'll put a link below. Register for that event because you don't want to miss it. Now, I'm going to give you some general information, but I'm going to do a deep dive into every single thing. As a matter of fact, I'm going to walk you through my office shortly in another video, and you'll be able to see how we have things set up and how we became, kind of pioneering this digital world as far as the AUMs and annuity, and why we're going to do over $50 million in production this year alone, all from this office. Okay, so it's exciting stuff, but I want you to be able to see that because I want you to be able to take that into your practice, apply it, and be more profitable. Because if you were like me going door to door, there's only so many houses you can see in a day, right? So the first part of this digital advisor series is the marketing part of it. Now, back in the day when I was doing, those live workshops, I was doing mailers. And I was spending $4,000 to $5,000 on every single workshop that I did. So I would go and I would mail out 5,000-piece mailer. Not me personally. I usually work with a mail house that did that. And so we'd mail out a 5,000-piece mailer, and we'd typically fill a room of 30, 40 people that came to either a Social Security workshop or something along those lines. And that worked really well, but not today. Today, you're not going to get those kind of results anymore filling a room. Maybe in some areas of the country you will, some areas you won't. Depends. I just didn't want to roll the dice and gamble spending $5,000, $6,000 on a workshop to get 2 people to show up. So what we started doing was also making the transformation internally in my office to go more on the digital side of the world because I found out that I could spend less to get the same results. But if I spend a little bit more, I could get better results. So hear me out on this. So there's a few things you can do. If you're taking notes, I would write this down. Number 1 is you can do your marketing digitally through either social media, Facebook, LinkedIn. You could do what we do a lot of email marketing. So we bought data and we email market to the demographic that we're looking for. So those are 2 ways. And you can still do direct mail. I just don't know how effective it's going to be anymore because I haven't done it in 2 years. We haven't had to. So as you think about becoming a digital advisor, the thing you should be thinking about too is how do I get my marketing in line with my digital experience? And that's what we started to do. And so a couple years ago, at the end of 2019, pre-pandemic, we were trying this. We were trying to figure out, can we sell annuities and assets under management and IULs over the phone without ever meeting somebody physically in person? And the answer was yes. In our first 90 days of trying this, we bought some leads that were created for us. And in 90 days, we wrote over $1 million in business over the phone. And I was like, that's exciting. Maybe we could do this on a higher level, not knowing the pandemic was coming. So sometimes, timing is just as important as talent, right? So get this, what you can do with your firm, and this is what I'm going to talk a lot about in this bootcamp, is how to target market the great clientele you're looking for. Because a lot of you are probably like me when I first started going around doing mortgage protection, final expense. And yes, it's a market, it's a targeted market, but what if you wanted to get to the higher net worth individuals? What if you want to work with somebody who's, maybe making $100,000 to $200,000 a year? Well, that's different marketing. So the one thing I'm going to tell you to do is to develop a marketing strategy for yourself in 2022. Look, it's early, right? We're early in the year in 2022. You can develop a marketing strategy that says, in 2022, I am going to do this. And the way that you get to that type of clientele is you have to know who you're targeting. Meaning, if you're going to target doctors and physicians, okay, great. Where are you targeting those people? What's your demographic? How are you going to get the data for that? So there's a lot of social media. Maybe you can hire a social media company, because you could say, as long if you know the type of demographic you're going after, number one, there's a few things you could do. Create the message. What's the message you want to deliver to those people? As a matter of fact, all you have to do is figure out what the hot buttons are. And you can even do this through research. Okay, I'm going to work with doctors. Great. What are some of the big things that doctors need help with? Is it tax planning? Is it something that has to do with their practice? Is it financial planning, both short-term and long-term? Is it Social Security maximization? Is it, whatever, on and on? Figure it out. You can figure out what it is that your target audience really needs, and you develop a message behind that type of presentation. And so but the first thing, if you're going to target a doctor, you go, okay, I'll give you an example. I live here in Raleigh, North Carolina. We have Duke Hospital, huge hospital. So if I said, I want to target, this is who I want to go after. I want to target these doctors. I want to target Duke University or maybe the other hospitals in the area, okay? First and foremost, how do I do that? Well, again, through social media, you have to figure out where the doctor's eyeballs are. Are they on Facebook? Are they on LinkedIn? Are they on TikTok? Where are they? And you can target that social media platform to get in front of them. And you may have to do it through sponsored ads. So you hire a external social media company if you don't have it internally, and they can help you with that. They can target that demographic, and once you have that, great, you want to send them to something. So, okay, great, you've narrowed it down. I want to target these doctors. Then, once you have them targeted, you want to get it in front of them. Maybe it's a Facebook message, maybe it's a sponsored ad, and when they land on your page, maybe it's a website you bring them to, when they land on the page, you need a call to action, and it's either filling out a survey, or it's a webinar that you have coming up. And I can tell you right now, we have built a massive company through online education webinars. Every single week we have one going on in all different parts of the country to all different demographics. Okay, so once you have that targeted, the next step is deliver the message. And that's the second part of our digital marketing series, is delivering that type of message. And we're going to talk about that. So again, if you've liked this video, make sure you hit the like button, comment below, and hit the subscribe button. Listen, if you have a coworker or you have a partner that needs to hear this message, hit that share button too. If you've ever wanted to learn how to write over $5 million a year in annuity volume, Level Up Advisors Academy was built for you. In this academy, we talk about things like how to do massive annuity production, assets under management, big whole life and IUL cases. Look, 5 years ago, before I built this product, I didn't even know how to spell the word annuity, but a simple system that I learned allowed me to write over $5 million a year in annuity production, and now over $10 million a year. I took what I know, the system that I've built, and I put it into Level Up Advisors Academy for you to be able to have access to it 24/7 on demand. If you've ever wanted to take your business to the next level, this academy was built for you. Click the link below to get access today. Look forward to working with you in the future.